Okay, so somebody contacted me in the comments. Well, not comment. You know what I mean. So anyway, somebody said in the comments, could you make a German chocolate cake? And I was like, you know, some things in keto, you know, you really just can't bring over. I forgot who I was. Let's go. I am Darius. This is Sugarless Crystals, your sugar-free destination of YouTube. Enjoy me. I'm guilt-free. Indulge. Man. So I outdid myself this time. I really did. I didn't think I could pull it off before. And then when I realized who I was, okay, that's a little cocky, but no, I realized at my ability to recreate things, especially desserts. I'm okay in other things. Sometimes I just kind of toss it up and I get lucky. But when it comes to this dessert thing, I got it on lock, okay? I got it locked down, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this recipe. You want to start with the cake. Now, what I did off screen was I melted 100% baker's chocolate with cacao butter and regular butter as well. This is gonna be an almond flour and coconut flour cake because they make the best texture. Like, hands down, they make the best texture. I let some people try this and they was like, oh my God, it tastes like a regular chocolate cake. And these people that eat sugar all the time, they're always my go-to people because so many people come and go when it comes to certain diets. I try to accommodate the ones that, you know, they keep coming in. Let's talk about the recipe. Let's keep going. I melted that ahead of time. Then we need 1 3/4 cup of almond flour, 3 tablespoons of coconut flour, a 1/2 cup of granulated sweetener, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. The coconut flour to almond flour ratio is very, very important because you can't add too much coconut flour to it and it'll throw the crumb completely off, okay? I just wanted to add it in. For our wet mixture, what you'll notice is I added all the wet ingredients before I added the chocolate. For some reason, the chocolate likes to seize up. But why it does that, I mean, that has something to do with temperature and the wetness and stuff like that. Meaning, I have an idea, but I don't really know and I just can't say. All right. What I'll do is I like to mix all my wet and dry ingredients up and then I put my cocoa on top of that. And then I mix in the chocolate. So we have 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, 2 teaspoons of stevia, liquid stevia. Well, you can see it's liquid. A 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice, and 3 large eggs. We're gonna mix all those together, and then we're gonna take the cacao butter, the chocolate, and the butter, and we're gonna pour that on top of everything, and we're gonna mix all those together. Then we're gonna put it in a 9-inch round pan, and we're gonna bake it at 300 degrees for about 25-35 minutes. It will take a little while. I like to have when it comes to like almond and coconut flour, it's best to cook it on low temperature. To be honest, if I had a temperature setting for 275, I would even take it down that far. When it comes to keto baking, desserts wise, anyway, low and slow definitely wins the race. Okay, so the star of the show. Now, what worried me about the German chocolate cake was this particular portion, because how was I going to replicate it? Because this portion is so sweet. I mean, it's pretty much brown sugar and milk. You know, when you have a regular recipe. So how was I gonna replicate it? Clearly I didn't use brown sugar. And instead of using milk, I use heavy cream. Don't taste it by itself, because if you taste it by itself, it will be super sweet. But add all the sweeteners in, I tell you to add in there. And simply put it on top of the cake and it'll balance itself out, trust me. And it won't even be sweet as you think it is. And it's definitely gonna be extra sweet hot, because the hotter things are, the more you can taste the sweetness. And when they're cold, it dumbs things down. That's why if you make ice cream or something, you want to make sure it's a little sweeter than what you want it to be. So that way when it's cold, it'll be perfect. A little baker inside. Yeah. Well, not baked. So we have a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of golden monk fruit. This is essential. Now, I don't know if you remember my last video that I talked about the sucrin brown sugar. It's a waste of money. But what you want is, it helps give you that brown sugar flavor. To be honest, this right here, or either regular erythritol, well this one would be better, but as far as flavor wise. But erythritol and like something like molasses, or either a sugar-free maple syrup, they'll definitely help bring the essence of flavor when it comes to brown sugar. Definitely molasses will be far better. And trust me, I'm a person who hates molasses by itself. But when you mix it with the sweeteners, it does give you that brown sugar effect. Just be mindful, molasses is 13 grams of sugar for every tablespoon. I'm gonna get to that. Moving forward, 1 teaspoon of stevia and a half a tablespoon of molasses. This is gonna add 6 grams or 6.5 grams of sugar into the overall cake, okay? It's only 6 grams, but the flavor is gonna be phenomenal. If you don't wanna use molasses, simply use sugar-free maple syrup. The taste is gonna be different, but you'll get somewhat of a good effect. Like, it'll still be good, it just won't be as good as the one. It won't be as good and it won't be as authentic. 2 egg yolks. So you may be looking at it saying, oh my God, you're using like 3 teaspoons of stevia in here. And then you have molasses, then you have the regular sweetener. Trust me, it's fine. And in the end of the day, it's all gonna come together and it's gonna be beautiful, okay? You're not gonna get any after effect taste, because I'm good at what I do. All right, I'm good at what I do, okay? Oh, okay, all right, let me stop. Well, I'm somewhat serious. But anyway, of course, something like that is gonna be debatable. I have recipes out there, I'm sure people trying was like, oh. But no, like these flavors are so strong. And what I did was I used 1/4 cup of coconut. Traditional German chocolate cake calls for toasted coconut. I didn't toast it. Not because I didn't want to, but I just didn't feel like it. I really just didn't feel like it. But it would, flavor-wise, it would be better. And to toast coconut, I would say put it on about 250, 300 degrees and keep an eye on it. Maybe about every 10 minutes, just give it a nice mix until the edges start to brown. You don't wanna put it in there like 350 or 400 and like try to bake it super fast. You want to give it, those flavors and those natural sugars and coconut time to caramelize a little bit. There's that word again. Now, there are natural sugars and coconut that will allow it to do this, and they'll stand out more when you toast them. So you whip all those things together. Now, with this filling, allow it to cool, because it's going to be very loose when it's hot. I stuck mine in the refrigerator, or you can just stick it on the stove. But staying in the refrigerator, it took maybe like an hour or 2, and it got nice and clumpy to where it was to the point where I could spread it and it didn't just fall all over the cake. Look at that crumb. Just, oh yes. I'm telling you, like, I've been on fire lately. I don't know. I just been on fire. And for those of you asking, was that like chocolate icing on the back? Mind your business. Mind your business. Okay. So no, there was no chocolate icing. It was a chocolate icing, but not the good kind. See, when I was taking the pictures, I put the stuff on the top, and it just didn't look as good. So I added that up there, but I scraped it off. Like, I'm not gonna eat that mess. This is heaven on a plate. For those of you that don't know, my 3 favorite cakes are German chocolate, red velvet, and devil's food. I've mentioned this before. So to be able to replicate this and make it taste as good as it did, I'm so happy. Like, and to be sadly, I can't even make it. I was only supposed to taste it just to get a taste of it. When I say I went in on that cake, I know I went over my calories for the day. Like, oh, as I said, when you're tasting it by itself, the topping, I'm not sure what you call that cream topping. It's very sweet, but when you mix it in with the chocolate, it dumbs it down a whole lot. Chocolate is a very strong flavor. I'm not sure a regular gluten-free flour, if you stick it in a cake saver, will it help keep the cake moist? But what I normally do is, if it starts to get dry, because if you eat it when it's warm, you'll notice that when it's completely cool, it's much harder. When it gets cool like that, I like to stick it in the microwave for a couple seconds or whatever, just to add a little bit moisture in it from the heat, and it does wonders. It's just like it was from day one. But this cake is super moist, chocolatey. The only justice that could possibly be done is for you to try it yourself. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I really hope this video does well. Well, not the video, but the recipe, because people need to get this. People need this. I am Darius, this is Sugarless Crystals, your sugar-free destination of YouTube. And I'm not a chef. I'm an entertainer. Bye.